Hey, welcome to my channel. Today we'll see how to pretend to be an electrician to fix a little couple's awkwardness. The gun-obsessed Amy opened the door without thinking, and Danny just happens to be an electrician. Talk about lucky. Danny quickly fixed the roof and casually asked, "Is your husband home?" Amy totally misread the situation. Talk about a misunderstanding. Danny noticed Amy's lack of reaction and thought, "Am I just that boring?" So she volunteered to check the garage instead. Danny sneakily glanced at the white car to make sure she didn't get the wrong person. She asked Amy why her husband wasn't out, and Amy replied, "I drove." At that moment, Danny realized that the one who provoked her was right in front of her. When Danny came out of the bathroom, Amy wanted to thank her, but Danny rushed off. Realizing something was off, Amy dashed to the bathroom and found it a complete disaster. The bathroom was a mess. Someone clearly disliked the greasy eggs. Amy slipped on flip-flops and chased out. At that point, Danny had already sped off, giving her a spy-like farewell. Amy began frantically reciting the license plate, plotting to make Danny. Subtitles. Amy discovered the man's name through an app, opened her social media account to contact him, only to find herself going crazy in the spot. She felt like an absolute madwoman. Just then, her husband came home. Amy told him about her crazy experience, and he advised her to take it easy and handle it calmly. However, when Amy mentioned Danny, her husband suddenly got tense, and soon they both spent $79.99 to dig up Danny's registration details. Unfortunately, they came up empty. Danny had long moved away after her company went bankrupt. But Amy wasn't giving up. She quickly registered a new account using an employee. She swiped tons of enticing photos from the employee and planned to friend Danny, hoping to use her looks to track her down. Instead, she got sent pictures of another guy. It turned out to be Danny's brother Paul, who was just assisting someone with their plumbing while his phone was with him. Paul ended up showing Danny Amy's social account. Danny wasn't into it at all. Paul took the initiative to add Amy as a friend and started chatting, totally clueless about the photo situation. Soon, he thought he was in love. That day, the two brothers were at a bar having drinks, while Paul was busy messaging Amy's account. It was hilarious to see. Suddenly, Amy received an invitation from Paul, asking her to go to the bar for a drink. At that moment, she really needed to vent her feelings. Soon after that, Diana's phone started ringing, and Paul arrived with two girls, all set to continue the celebration. When they left the bar, Danny discovered her beloved little pickup had been vandalized. Her brother tried to calm her down, but Danny firmly dismissed him. "I won't let Amy off the hook," Danny declared. Meanwhile, a refreshed Amy was back home, ready to have a friendly match with her Japanese hubby. Danny roared up to Amy's house in her pickup truck. But before she could get close, the door alarm went off, forcing her to make a hasty retreat. The next day, she donned sunglasses and held a mysterious bottle, ready to splash some spicy liquid on Amy's car. Now that's a peculiar plan. But just then, she spotted a kid in the car, and her conscience kicked in. She quickly backed away. Amy seemingly changed her game and sent a provocative text saying she had upgraded her security system, inviting Danny back for more. This sent Danny into a spiraling meltdown, crying her heart out at the church. Years ago, she came here with her brother to make it big. Danny worked tirelessly day in and day out, but obstacles kept stacking up, while her brother just played games and chased Bitcoin. To secure her brother a real job, Danny took his trading account. When checked, she found he had earned over $2,000 a day. She decided to invest all her savings and ended up losing it all. Talk about a heartbreaker. However, she unexpectedly got a chance. The church manager took pity on her and offered her a job contract for the renovation. But she was so broke that she couldn't even buy materials. She tried borrowing money everywhere, but not a soul was willing to lend her any. Meanwhile, Amy's career was on the upswing. A rich lady was considering dropping $10 million to buy her company. Once the deal went through, Amy could achieve financial freedom and stay home with the kids. Talk about killing two birds with one stone. But the buyer was a tough cookie. Every time they talked details, she'd steer the conversation off track, leaving Amy feeling utterly helpless. Amy called her husband to vent, but accidentally sent him a selfie of the employee, just what she needed to fuel her frustration. Subtitles. She ultimately apologized to Paul, confessing that she had stolen the employee's photos, was completely out of control, and ended up inviting Paul to meet her at a 6-star hotel. After traveling so far, she threw out a bombshell line. Paul could only nod, caught in the drama of the date. Paul pulled out a bag of weed, and the vibe got intense soon. They forgot all about their original plans. Just as Paul thought he'd win Amy over, a phone call snapped him back to reality. Amy asked the staff for another pillow. To thank Paul for his company, Amy casually handed him some cash, telling him to get comfy on the couch, since she'd be up early for a speech. Meanwhile, Danny was fuming and speeding to the hotel, determined to score the church renovation materials. It was a thrilling chase. At that moment, Amy was on a business trip and dealt with her husband's cold shoulder. She decided to invite Paul over to the hotel for a chat. Paul wanted to borrow Danny's car to head to the hotel, but she informed him she'd be heading to church in the morning. Request denied. To not miss out on the date with Amy, Paul took the risk and drove Danny and the uncle's car away. Danny and the uncle were furious and decided to set off immediately to retrieve the pickup that Paul had driven away. They called Paul, but he didn't answer at all. Such a downer. But Danny knew Paul's account password, so she used the Find My Phone feature to pinpoint his location. What a clever move. However, they couldn't find the exact floor. The uncle was lured by the first floor gambling hole, lost everything. While having breakfast, they coincidentally spotted Paul coming downstairs, so Danny and the uncle sprinted up after him, all the way from the first to the 42nd floor. Finally, they tracked him to his room and reclaimed the car keys, and just as Danny was about to leave, she unexpectedly stumbled upon Amy giving a speech. It was during the Q&A session when the host passed the mic to Danny, who took this chance to tease Amy, remembering just how completely astonished she had been back then.